What's up? It is 8:38 a.m. I did leg day today and I was incredibly lazy. I don't know why. I just couldn't get my energy. I think maybe I need to start eating before I work out. That might be something. Usually I almost always go in on an empty stomach and then you know, eat my protein and stuff afterwards. But this time, I was dragging ass. It was bad. I was dragging ass. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? So I sat down a lot. And I didn't mean to sit down a lot, but I did. Which kind of like takes your motivation away. It takes your momentum away. I just kept sitting down. But, sometimes you just don't have the energy. And I think it's because my body knows that today we're eating fish, salmon to be exact. And that's depressing when you like to be fat. It just, it's a depressing thing to eat fish, but we're eating fish, salmon, brown rice, maybe some asparagus. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I need to take all my pills. Let's take all my pills. Be so fun. Look at all my pills. I'm like an old lady. I am an old lady. Just sitting here taking all my pills. So what the hell is going on in the world that I don't know? What is going on? I feel like there's always something going on. Something's happening. There we go. Something's always happening in the world. And everyone's going to be super outraged about it today. And then tomorrow they'll forget about it. These are lots of pills. This is lots of vitamins. And I take magnesium. I love seafood. I love it. I just won't eat it in Montana. It's one thing if you're in Chicago and you got those direct flights. But here, I'm sorry. I know Montanans get upset when I say this, but the food here sucks. There's barely any good restaurants. If you see tourists come to Montana and they're like, oh, we're going to go out to eat after we go to Glacier or Yellowstone, they're always like, what the hell is even this food? It's just garbage. It's not that good. It just isn't. I would say there's a couple of good burger places. But the Mexican food here is like the Olive Garden version of Mexican. Oh my gosh. They're trying to bankrupt a rancher in Montana for being associated with RFK. Why? Who? Montanans are great. They really just, despise their government and they don't care. So it sounds like people outside of Montana are trying to do that because that does not sound like Montanan behavior whatsoever. Very don't tread on me. Very F you. Okay. I know, Katie. I know how good Mexican food is in Illinois. I am no fool. But you know where the Mexican food's even better? Hate on California all you want. They have stellar Mexican food. Stellar. Unbelievable. Fan-effing-tastic. Sometimes I'm on the I really love Italian food. I love it. But man, do I love Mexican food. I so don't understand which one I love more. I think I have to lean Italian just because I grew up with it. But I feel like Italian and Mexican food looks the exact same. It's just a fucking mess. just a mess of slop on your plate. It's not like that French foo-foo presentation of food. It's just slop. Canada, best Mexican food. Okay, troll. Couldn't beat anyone on the border with actual Mexico. Oh no. All right. Little rice water bright. I gotta wash my face. I do. They have nothing else but the food. Who, California? California is gorgeous. It's just a lot of the people suck ass in the big cities. Like, they're just horrible, fucking aggressive driving, road rage, like Karens everywhere. I think when you live on top of each other like cockroaches, it just develops Karens that want to tell everyone else how to live their life. Like a city with all its conveniences and all its beauty, because there are perks to living in a city, that's not beyond me. But it morphs and everyone into the leader of an HOA. I swear to gosh, all they want to do is police each other and what each other are doing, all this stuff. Like, I have a friend and they're like all anti-fireworks. Now, what I love about Los Angeles is every year they tell them, no, you can't have fireworks. And we're talking the inner city. There's like 2 palm trees. This isn't like where the woods are and stuff, right? We're talking like downtown LA, Hollywood. Like, it's just a cement city. And people in Los Angeles are like, fuck you. Specifically the Americans who are descended from Mexican descent. They love to fucking launch fireworks. And then you have the Karens. I have a dog. How dare you celebrate Independence Day? My dog is so special, so amazing. It's your job to get that dog anti-anxiety meds. It's your job. It's not everyone else's job to not have fun because of your fucking little rat that you bought. That's on you, dude. I want to ruin everyone's time because it's all about me. No, it's not about you. You need to go to the vet if you know your dog has problems and stop screeching and preaching about fireworks on the 4th of July, you fucking HOA Karen. Come on, it's the 4th of July. Get the F out of here. Get out of here. Holy crap. If there's no option to send stars, it's because I'm demonetized, shadow ban demonetized. Every day it's a new thing. I'm shadow banned on TikTok too. Ain't nobody giving a shit about me anywhere. This is the stream that never grows and no one ever sees. But I'm here anyway because I'm a fucking hustler and a trooper. And I'm just trying to hustle that Avon, baby. Trying so hard in a world where all they do is shadow ban you. Where's my little newt? That's my little newt. She's a bitch. She is not accepting this new cat. She's a total asshole. I love her. I didn't know she was the dominant one. She is the leader of this house. This little turd cat. My little turd cat. No, I'm not doing anything right. If you can't advertise your business, you are literally doing everything fucking wrong in your life. It does not mean you're doing anything right, Kelly. I'm doing 0 things right. No things. None of the things. I have done none of the things right. I am a complete idiot. Worst businesswoman on earth. By the way, you guys want some Avon? Hey, we got 100 people in here. 100 people. And I am streaming to X, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and twitch. You get the head wraps they use when they go to the groomer and they are using the dryers. For what? What am I missing? What do I think of Cracker Barrel? It's ugly as fuck. There's nothing appealing about that. The point of going to Cracker Barrel is you feel like you're stepping in time, back in time in the South. Hell, most of my grandma's Christmas decorations that I bought her was from the old country store. They had fucking mint Christmas decorations. I am telling you. Let's do a little snail musing. They had the best Christmas decor ever. The cutest shit. You wait for a table at Cracker. So my cousin worked at Cracker Barrel for like 10 years. So anytime I'd go visit her, I'd bring my grandma and we'd go eat in my cousin's section. So I actually spent a lot of time in Cracker Barrel. What's odd is they're bringing a cityfied approach to it, but most Cracker Barrels are either in the Midwest or in the South. So I'm like, who is this CEO trying to appeal to? This is the snail mucin. Look how gross. I know how gross it looks. I am well aware that this looks very rated X, but I am telling you, it's one of our best products. It seriously plumps out all your fine lines and wrinkles, and then you can't even see them on your face all day, which is kind of great. It is going to be 95 degrees here in Montana. And, everyone in humidity is like, that's nothing. And it's like, well, I am worried about fires. I get that humidity sucks, but your skin always looks good and your hair is a nice, oh, fuck me. And your hair's a nice fuck me. Hey, I didn't spill it. I was like, that was going to be so bad to spill snail mucin everywhere. Ugh. Ugh. Share my stream if you guys can, since I'm suffering this shadow ban. I would be deeply appreciative. Let's do a new ultimate eye cream. Let's do that. So nice when you think you're going to dump product everywhere and then it ends up not going everywhere. Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. Ooh, my skin feels good. My skin feels good. Man, it's nice. It's nice to have nice products on your skin. Speaking of which, little Skin So Soft body lotion with retinol. That never hurt nobody. So I put on some Skin So Soft, the original scent, the other day, and I had to laugh because I get in the car with my husband. This is a true story. It smells like a diaper. Look at him. What? Like a clean diaper. I'm like, that's me. Will you smell like a clean diaper? No, the original scent is not my favorite. I like the replenishing scent. It's like in a brownish bottle, but I just thanks, honey. Smell like a clean diaper. That's my husband. He's the best. No, it's the original scent. Yes, the green bottle. The green bottle. I've never, ever liked the original scent. I've always been about the nourishing. Yes, the nourishing. There it is. Best product for under eye wrinkles? Well, you're talking about crow's feet. You can either use what I just used, which is the new Ultimate Multi-Performance Eye Cream, which is great for crow's feet. Or you could do the new Clinical Collagen Dual Eye System, which also targets crow's feet. We will be married 7 years, September 15th, and we have been together almost 11 years, which will be this February. Yes. Which is fun. Let's see. My hubs wears it. I'm not a fan, to be honest. I like the Radiant Glow. That's the one I like. Radiant Glow. Radiant Glow. Yep, humidity is great for joints and aging skin. It's fantastic. When I visit anywhere with humidity, I feel like it takes 10 years off my face. But that's why I like to use the snail mucin, because I feel like the snail mucin will take 10 years off of my face, right? Just a little, just a little 10 years. So let's see, what do we got here? This is, I mean, the child's grandmother, who lives with the family, says no one knew she was pregnant, as a neighbor talks about the alleged conditions of the home, including lack of running water for years despite having 6 kids and pets. Imagine the smell. An 11-year-old girl in Oklahoma has become a parent, as her own parents are now facing charges of felony child neglect. But the grandma of the new mom, who lived with the family, insists to the local news station that no one knew the girl was 36 weeks pregnant. Now, the 11-year-old and her 5 younger siblings have all since been removed from the family's home. You know, I'm just going to say it. When you have very active parents who teach you your value and self-worth, you are not looking for value and self-worth outside of your family at age 11. Most kids that fall into bad times in their teen years have had some form of neglect or some missing puzzle piece growing up. That's just how it works. So my guess is being pregnant at 11 years old is a sign of neglect. Someone who was looking for love because mommy and daddy were too busy to give it. And I know people dog religion all the time because they're like, I don't need religion to be a good person. Yeah, congratulations on being the exception. Most people do. Most people need to believe that there is a burning hell waiting to welcome them if they're rotten people. Not sure if You Find Me Everywhere is posted anywhere other than Twitch, huh? But the Twitch link on the bottom is linked to Adrienne Curry Twitch page with no redirect. I don't understand what you just said. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I am not smart. Nope. I'm not smart. I don't understand at all what you were saying. To my little 135 people in here, dude, I have the rockinest stream on all of social media. Did you guys know? You're so lucky you got here early now that I've been on for 18 minutes. So, what is my old page? I don't know what you're talking about. What's my old page? What old page? AdrienneCurry.com. I'm very confused. You know what? AdrienneCurry.com is my site, but I just don't care right now because I'm like streaming on multiple platforms and I'm definitely not going to be able to problem solve anything on Twitch. But I promise you, I will go check it out later and see what's wrong. But I'm telling you, 19 minutes in, 129 of you, people don't know what they're fucking missing. They don't know what they're missing. They don't know how great this is. Did you guys see this? What is this? Why is that? Why are people advocating for these two so much? Did you see what they did to their parents? Their mother, who did nothing to them. Did you see what they did to her? As she lay there, bleeding out, whimpering, they reloaded their shotguns as their own mother wept for her life. So they had to sit there and listen to her whimper and cry And they even said she never did anything to us. And then they blew her away. Rosie O'Donnell used to be funny. Now she's just like bitter and angry all the time. Why do people want these people? I'm sorry, someone capable of loading a shotgun in between blasts of their own mother, who's whimpering and crying on the ground, who they admitted never did anything to them. Two people capable of blasting away their own mother and then lying about it and then going to the funeral and be like, we loved her, mom. Goodbye, mom. Yeah, look at us. We're amazing. They're not sorry. I don't want these people around here. Now, that Gypsy Rose chick, that's a different story, but the fact that she's famous now is disturbing. Something's wrong with society. Deeply, deeply wrong with society. They're old enough to move out. But I mean, dude, like, let's just, and I don't know if I believe them on what they said their dad did. I don't know if I do. Because, you know, what we have proof of is that they blew their parents away. That's what we unmistakably have proof of. Now, they have allegations, but what I've learned over the last few years is people can say something about anyone and just it's some allegations and there doesn't have to be any proof. Let's do the FMG Love at First Sight palette. I just burped up, what do you call it? Vitamins in my mouth, and it was super gross. I need you guys to know that it was like real gross. Their cousin stated he was raped. Okay. The mom didn't do anything. She was fucking innocent. Innocent mother didn't do anything. They admitted she didn't do nothing. They blew her away and then they had to reload as she bled out everywhere, whimpering and crying and begging. They were like, no, kill her. Kill. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the way they behaved afterwards, even worse. These are not, I'm sorry. Admitting your mother was innocent, admitting it, and then doing that to your own mom, I don't find that forgivable. They said she was a victim too, and we were freeing her by murdering her. Murder. They're fucking murderers. I've had people do terrible things to me. You know what I didn't do? Fucking murder them. Holy shit. I've had really rotten things happen to me, guys. Really, really rotten. And there was never a point where I was like, oh, gee, the only answer to any of this. It's like, bro, she was completely innocent. And she was abused by our father, too. But we were above her, so we get to live, but not her. Murder, murder. Shooty, shooty, bleedy, bleedy. Ha, 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 ha. Like, what the fuck? Then they're all like, let's spend money. Let's have a lavish lifestyle and spend money. That's not people. That's not victims. That shit was all premeditated and effed up, and I'm just not buying it. We freed our mother from her life of oppression by blasting her face off. Think of the visuals. Think of your mom. Think of your mother. The woman who brought you into this world. Think of your mother being a victim of a guy and you admitting, hey, my mom's a victim. Now think of blasting massive holes into her body and face. And then as she whimpers and cries on the floor, you reload and you don't even feel bad for this victim. And you just keep blasting holes and you're watching it. Do you know how Do you know how hardcore that is? Like, shooting somebody with a revolver is one thing. Doing it with a fucking shotgun, you're leaving massive holes in a human being. In your own mother, who you admit is a victim. Would they have gotten the death penalty if they did this in a red state? Probably. I think so. I'm over coddling criminals. I used to be all about rehabilitation. Some people who murder their own mom and watch her go, please, no, please. And they're like, oh, she's a victim and we love her. Please don't kill me, please. Whoosh, boom, whoosh, boom. And then she's like, bleeding out on the floor. And they're like, hey, time to reload on mommy. That's crazy. Think of your own mom. Holy. Think of your own mom, man. That's sad. I don't know. May God forgive them because, I don't think that's for me. I don't think I'm there. Let somebody else do it. Because that somebody else ain't me. Like, I love my mom. And if I thought my mom was a victim of some bad man, I wouldn't be like, I'm going to free her. That's crazy. Had they done this all just to their dad and there was people like, yeah, it really happened, everything that happened. Okay. The second they did this shit to their mom and then they like spoke at their funerals and just sat there partying and spending money, like that is I ain't buying what they're selling. You lost me, boys. You lost me when you harmed your own mom. Hell, there's people with really bad moms that couldn't harm their own mothers. That's what they did was some Olivia Soprano bullshit. That's what they did to their own mom. Does anyone think of Olivia Soprano as some great chick? Guilt of murder beyond any doubt should get the death penalty. If it had just been their dad and there were people that were like, yo, dude, this guy really was a diddler. He really was an awful guy, right? But the fact that they themselves were like, our mom was innocent. She didn't do nothing wrong, We just figured, hey, why not? They wanted the inheritance. It's not rocket science. Who would have gotten all that paper had they did that to just their dad? It would have been mommy. If they didn't sit there going on party benders and stuff after doing this to their parents, maybe they might be believable. And they had only done it to the father, who they said was the only bad guy, and not their mother. Oh, okay. But the second you blasted mommy, who you said was innocent in the whole thing, that's, you lost me, kids. You lost me. So I'm putting this matte brown color in my inner corners, and then I'm just going to blend the shit out of it, guys. Let's just blend the shit right out of this. It's fun, isn't it? Isn't it fun to blend? I think so. I think we're having fun. I don't know, man. I have seen everything about these two. And again, had they not done what they did to their mother, maybe what they're saying was believable. But it is not believable that you would harm your mother like that if she was also a victim just like you. That is not believable. They're psychopaths. And psychopaths don't get better. If like their dad came to like hurt them again and then they did this, okay, maybe that's a crime of passion and everything. No, these are two dudes that were like, how do we also harm mommy? And that's where I just put my foot down and I go, bruh, this is psychopathy. That's what psychopaths do. That is what they do. Blend and blend and blend. Yay! I never even thought about hurting my mom, and she busted my butt when I was bad and I was a brat. I loved her dearly. Dude, when someone has a lot of money, did she let it happen while knowing about it? That's arguably worse. After they off, their parents are like, spend their money, money, money. It's all about the money, money, money. All their actions were like, that doesn't help your lies of why you did it. I'm sorry. Actions speak louder. Daddy hurt us. Money, money, money. Like, dude, what were their actions? Oh, we're abused. No, it was like cha-ching, cha-ching, ching, ching, a-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching, and spend the money, cha-ching. That was it. That's all they did. That's the problem. The problem is when actions speak louder than words, and you're like, oh, this is what happened, but your only actions are you partying it up and spending all that paper. What's it tell you? Are you like, oh man, they really seem innocent? No. That's the problem with this whole thing, is two people who don't deserve the benefit of the doubt based on their actions are asking you to give them the benefit of the doubt, which they have not earned, and I'm not willing to give. No, I'm not giving two people that do something like that the benefit of the doubt. They haven't earned it. No. Now, had this happen and they were just messed up and they weren't partying and doing, inebriating things and spending all that paper, I'd be like, oh, okay. Now I get it. But yeah, these dudes just wanted money. It's so clear as day. Okay, how about this? How about all of a sudden you read about me in the news and I got rid of my old man, right? And then I'm like, he hurt me all the time, right? He just hurt me all the time. But before I got caught and I said he hurt me all the time, you just saw me partying, spending all his money. Like, that is not the actions of someone who was really hurt, that had to do something because they were so hurt. You don't go and like live the fucking yacht life afterwards. That is not the actions of an innocent person. Those are the actions of psychopaths. And I don't understand how people literally cannot see that. They cannot see that that is pure, unadulterated psychopathy. Psychopathy. It's crazy. This is now a society where everyone plays the victim. So many people need the Menendez brothers to get the benefit of the doubt. Otherwise, it threatens their own security. They didn't earn it. And all their actions, dude, they had something in prison. It was like a letter because they're so stupid. I forget what it, one of them wrote some letter. Oh my gosh. Like, everyone saw through their shit. Their own family saw through, everyone saw through what they did. Apparently everyone except for society. So now that we're properly blended on my FMG Love at First Sight eyeshadow palette, I use this kind of brickish red. And that's what I did to flare out my eyes. Now I'm going to use this Cosmic Brown eyeliner pen. I don't know, man. Taking out your own mom. But then finding out that she was like begging for her life after they already hurt her and she was bleeding out. And they're like, let us just reload. This innocent person begging for their lives. Like, that's crazy. They're monsters, dude. Thank you. Only monsters are capable of doing that. They did exactly what Casey Anthony did. They got rid of their inconveniences and then they hit the town and partied their asses off. Shockingly similar behavior. Just go and read everything about the way these two behaved afterwards, and you're going to be like, oh, dude, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. Guys, it ain't good. I don't know, man. I'm so sensitive to like psychopathy and stuff. I just don't want it anywhere near me. I cannot with people like these two. And I guess I just can't believe that. Is it just that so much time has passed that people are like, oh, it's totally cool that they off their own mom? Now that's cool. Yeah, no, that's fine. We all think about doing that and then spending all of mommy and daddy's money. Like these were technically Nepo babies. And they were raised in the absolute lap of luxury. So I am lining the inner and outer corners of my eyes with Cosmic Brown. This is our cream eyeliner. It goes on like butter. And now I'm going to blend her out. Goes on like butter. I don't know, man. I just don't see their behavior. Didn't show any remorse whatsoever. Their behavior, it was massive indicators that they just wanted all that money that they were getting cut off from too as they got older. Like these two boys grew up in the absolute lap of luxury. And what's worse is they continued to live in the house where they did that to their mom and dad. No problem. No problem at all. They're like, this is totally fine. Mother of God. I would be so scarred. Normal people would be so scarred from doing something like that to their own mom and dad that going out and partying and living a normal life, dude, that's what psychopaths do. And only psychopaths. They're poorly raised, but that's no excuse for that kind of behavior. So I had a friend worth well over $1 billion, and you wouldn't know it had you talked to him. Really great guy. Great guy. You wouldn't know it the way he dressed. His home was a nice home, but you would think like, upper middle class, bottom sector of being rich. You would not think he was rich. He like drove just like a normal Honda. He would dress in just like normal clothes. Like you would have no idea he was like an Elon Musk, essentially. And he told me that when he passes from this world, all of his wealth is being donated. And he told me the last thing I need is this Menendez brothers stuff. He's like, money really can deeply corrupt people and is such an incentive to harm someone. He's like, I don't want that incentive there. I want the incentive to be, hey, if, my husband or dad's alive, that's better for us all. He's like, I would leave, just enough to take care of my lady and just enough to, fund my kids through school. But it's time for you to go out and earn your own way in life. He's like, yeah, I earned all of this, but it doesn't need to stay in the family. He's like, if I'm this capable, that means my children will be too. And I was like, how insane that when you're that wealthy, you actually do have to think about, will my own family try to off me because I'm so wealthy? This is way more interesting than the conference call I'm ignoring. Oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's the conference calls are the worst. But yeah, I mean, I believe in redemption. I believe that, people can redeem themselves. I just know that these two's behavior is not indicators of redemption, and that people capable of doing such a thing, it's probably best to not have them in society. It's not like they robbed someone. It's not like, they were defending their lady at a bar and it went wrong. It was a premeditated thing against their parents. And that's heavy. Doing the same thing over here. Just lining the inside of my eyes and blending it up a little bit. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not wealthy. I don't have to worry about anyone not wanting me around to get some paper. Like, it's better that I am around because I make good cinnamon rolls and stuff. I make decent cinnamon rolls. So people were like, hey, it's better to have her here. She makes a mean Thanksgiving meal. But yeah, money is such a great corrupter. And I imagine if you're a Nepo baby, you're, not getting deep character development. Like, I used to always be so envious of the rich kids at my school. And the rich kids, they weren't even like rich. They were just, lower middle class. But I perceived them as so rich. And I was like, oh, it must be so nice to be them. Must be so nice to be them. But you know what? I was able to understand the value of hard work. Work ethic is something that runs in my family, and I'm pretty proud of mine. I have never turned my nose down at work, no matter where it was, no matter what it was. I was always willing to do it. And I think that's super important. I know people do kill for less. Isn't that sad? What a sad world we live in. It's just truly... Speaking of Nepo babies, I couldn't help but notice this. Now, these are allegations. We have to remember that. Allegations doth not mean the truth. But can we just say that these people's kid, this is a boy and he doesn't look like a boy at all. He looks exactly like his mother in the Wicked Game video there. Am I crazy? Look at his face. And I wanna fall in love. Like, do you see it? With you. The mouth, the nose, the eyes. Am I crazy? I don't think he got anything from Norman Reedus. Anything at all. But one thing I do know is he's a Nepo baby. Like, you can't get more Nepo than my mom is a famous supermodel and my dad is a famous actor. So Norman Reedus and Helena Christensen's son Mingus is being ordered to stay the hell away from the woman who told cops he roughed her up. According to law enforcement sources, the woman's getting a court-ordered protection against Mingus. Let me tell you something. That's not easy to get. It is not easy to get a restraining order. It's not easy. It is the hardest thing. You have to prove you were harmed or your life is in danger. They will not just give it to you. They will not just give it to you. It took a stalker breaking into my garage and cornering me, and me having to hold her off with a shovel before they gave me a restraining order. Every day she's like, I'm outside your door. I drove 3 hours to be right here. I'm outside your door every day. Every second I'm in your face. And I'm like, hello? And they're like, we can't do anything about it. I'm like, this is not okay to drive 3 fucking hours one way to someone's house, to stand outside screaming at their windows and shit. I'm scared. And they're like, well, she hasn't threatened your life. And then, well, when she broke into my garage and I had to hold her off with the shovel, and I was like booping her in the chest. Like it got to that point where I was like, that is it. Nope. And she came near and I was like, jab. And she was, oh my God. I'm like, no, bro, get the fuck out. No, 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 no. And then they had to serve. Oh, all my stalkers are female. All of them. I have never had a male stalker. My worst stalkers, the most destructive, cruel, and evil people who have ever been involved in stalking me, online harass. It's all women. They are so fucking bad. Like this chick was like, I know we could be friends. I want to wear your skin. Like she was just like, go out. She wanted me to go to lunch with her. So she followed me home from an event, 3 hours on the highway, followed me home to find out where I'd live. Right. And then she would come like 4 or 5 times a week and just walk back and forth in front of my house, screaming at my windows, screaming at me when I came outside. And one day, I mean, I looked everywhere. So she had to be hiding behind a bush or something. I looked everywhere before I hit my garage door opener. And I pulled into my garage. I got out of my car and I shut it. Now, the door to the house was dead bolted. And the garage door was open and I heard her voice. And I turned around. She had those black, dead eyes. Like shit was about to go down. I'm no fucking fool. So I looked over and I had a choice between a rake and a shovel. And the shovel had been used to dig up and bury rose bushes. So it was a sizable, good, heavy shovel. I picked it up. I was like, get the fuck out of my garage. Well, blah, 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 blah. Just get the fuck out of my garage. Get the fuck out of my garage. And I'm screaming bloody murder, hoping my neighbors would be like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, no, demon possessed. Bad. Like what used to be stalkers in real life like her, has now turned into the internet. Like this is a common thing now for people to stalk people this bad. But they'll like do it to their neighborhood soccer mom. They'll just stalk a neighborhood soccer mom. And they get like groups online and they just like hate Samantha, the cheerleading coach. Like it's effing crazy what women do. But they ain't nice. But I'm just telling you. She told them Mingus hit her right leg with a closed fist before using both hands to throw her to the ground, causing bruisedness, redness, and substantial pain. She had to prove he harmed her. She had to prove it. Right? This is a boy? What? Huh? It's interesting, isn't it? That wouldn't have been my guess at all. That is the most beautiful boy. Interesting. So Mingus was originally arrested Saturday after cops were called to a Manhattan apartment for assault in progress on a 33-year-old woman. Dude. And is a model, just handed being a model. It's crazy. Third-degree assault, criminal obstruction of breathing or blood circulation, aggravated harassment in the second degree, and harassment in the second degree. Huh. Interesting. You know, the Nepo babies, man. The Nepo babies. They, yeah, he looks just like his mom. I'm sorry, but insult to injury. Being roughed up by someone with really good contouring. You're so bad. Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was young, I would agree. Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was a teenager, definitely had a very pretty boy look. I felt that Brad Pitt was the same. I felt like Brad Pitt, for me, it was way too feminine. And chicks were like, ooh. And I was like, but really? Like, that doesn't do it for me. I'll say this. Brad Pitt has grown into himself well. Aging has helped. Same with Leonardo DiCaprio. The aging has helped them not look so feminine. Johnny Depp had that. Johnny Depp looked more like a boy, though. To me. Johnny Depp just looked more like a boy. 13 famous parents whose children have big age gaps. Alec Baldwin has an age gap of almost 27 years with his kids. Ireland's 29 and Ilaria is 2 years old. What? That's crazy. Bruce Willis has 5 daughters. The age difference between his oldest and youngest is 25 years. That's crazy too. Clint Eastwood has 8 kids, and their age range spans across several decades. His oldest daughter, 71, is more than 40 years older than Clint's youngest child. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, man. That's crazy. That's something. All right, so what are we going to do here? I think I'm going to use this color right here. This pinkish color. And I'm going to do a little highlight. Yeah, right there. Little highlight and just blend that in. That's nice. That's nice. So today is the day that I'm fully introducing the Maine Coon to the other cats. My one cat, she has got to relax and get over this. She has to. Like this slow introduction thing, it's been a week. She has to get over this. She has to be a good kitty. And she is okay. It's just he's a kitten. So he's like, play. And she's like, I'm a bitch and I don't do these things. And I'm like, dude, stop being such a bitch to the kitten. And she's just like, I can't. To be a bitch all the time. I love her. But my cat is undeniably a bitch. So how are we feeling about this? I like it. I liked this little halo thing going on here. I like this color in there. It's good color. There we go. Get a little black in there. Yeah, I like it. I think I'd like to put a little bit on the bottom too. So far I've only used 2 colors in here. been fun. There we go. And I think now I can just do my eyelashes. I think it's eyelash time, don't you? Might be. Might be. I don't know how I'd feel with an age difference with my siblings that big. That's just pretty excessive. I mean, why do people want to have kids that old? I guess they just keep hooking up with younger chicks each time, and the chick's like, I want babies. And they're like, oh, man, guess I got to do this again. Guess we're having babies. Guess this is what's happening. Avon's getting rid of the glow spray probably because they want everyone to use their FMG setting spray. But I bought more of the glow spray. Our hydrating face mist, I bought more of this. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Because it's on final sale and it's so cheap. My bitch kitty took 6 months to accept her dog. Now they play. The dog was the first one that wanted to see the cat. And the cat was scared of the dog because the dog is like so big that she doesn't understand. She's like, I'm a dog. And the cat's like, whoa, whoa. We have a baby gate up that's like over 6 feet tall. So the cats see each other through the bars and they put their paws through and stuff. But this is the big introduction day. Newt, the little bitch that's over here. She's on the floor. Little Newt. Look at the little. Hold on. There she is. She's so tiny. Hi, little Newt. Hi, baby. I can't help it. I have to pet my cat. Sorry. Hi, little Newt. Hi. Little. She's so tiny. She's my teeny little cat, but she's the head bitch in charge, that's for sure. Head bitch in charge. Guys, I sell Avon, for those of you who don't know. All 158 of you, we have a small crew today. AdrianCurry.com if you'd like to follow me on all my social media or buy Avon for me. I'd be grateful for both. I would be grateful for both. She'll come around after she accepts it's her new reality. We just continue to spoil her. Now, her brother, Drax, is all about this kitten. He's like, what's up? It's just she will look at the kitten, and then her face contorts into a full demon. And it's like her brow gets almost black, and it goes down, and she's like... Luna loves the new cat. He's just overwhelmed because she's big. Luna loves him. Loves that new cat. She's like, I can't wait to sniff your butt. I can't wait to sniff your butt. And this cat's like Halloween catting, like, I don't know about you. You're pretty big. So then Luna puts her little face on her bed like, hey, cat, want to be friends? I'd love to sniff your butt. Like, that's pretty much all it is. All right. Mick Jagger has an age difference between his oldest and youngest kids is 45 years. Unbelievable. First kid he had in 1970. Wow. Gisele Bundchen has a 15-year age gap. Well, that's like an oopsie baby. Gordon Ramsay has almost a 3-decade age gap with his kids. Dude, these people are busy. Busy. Eddie Murphy have kids who are 6 years old and 36 years old. So that's 30 years. Kris Jenner, 18-year age gap with her youngest child, Kylie, and her oldest. Al Pacino, 3-decade age gap Robert De Niro has a child who's 2 years old and one who's 57. I think that's a cruelty. Your kid's not even going to know their father. Nicole Kidman's oldest and youngest children over at 15 years. That's not bad. Kevin Costner, 20 years older than his youngest daughter. That's, Mel Gibson. This man has been busy. He has 9 kids, many who he welcomed before he was famous. He and his wife Robin had 7 children together: Hannah, Edward, Christian, William, Louis, Milo, and Thomas. After their split, he welcomed daughter Lucia, 15, and then began dating Rosalind Ross, and the couple welcomed their son Lars, 8, making the little boy over 3 decades younger than his oldest sibling. I think Mel Gibson is a fantastic actor. Every time he's on the screen, anything Mel Gibson is doing, I believe it. I'm sorry. I believe it. And I don't know if everything they say about Kevin Spacey is true. I don't know. But there is no denying he is a fantastic actor. You know what I mean? There's actors that I watch, like Megan Fox. Oh my gosh, it's like nails on chalkboard. The acting is so bad. And there's a lot of actors like that where you're just like, how did this person become an actor? Now, I've never liked Brad Pitt, but I watched him in Bullet Train, and I told my husband, like, look, Brad Pitt has never been a favorite of mine, but he's hilarious in Bullet Train. That kind of movie he is well suited for. I will give him that. Pedro Pascal, for how much they cast him and everything, I don't think he's that great. Here's the thing. He's a decent actor, but he is not a leading man. I think they want him to be like Antonio Banderas, but the problem is Antonio Banderas is Antonio Banderas. You know what I mean? Pedro Pascal does not have that swag. And I feel that Hollywood and magazines keep trying to tell us he does. When you have to tell us someone has swag, they don't have it. They don't have it. So Antonio Banderas, Pedro Pascal. You know what I mean? One has all the swag in all the world, and the other does not. Machismo, you know? One comes off very manly, and the other one, I think, tries to, but it's just not working. Just a personal opinion. So I think he's a fine actor. I think he's overcasted and miscasted a lot. Because they keep trying to like cast him as this man's man, but I'm not buying what he's selling on screen. I'm not. I'm trying to. So this is our Love at First Lash microfiber mascara. Look how beautiful it is. Look at what it does for my eyelashes. I'm good, Tara. I'm good. I have never seen California with Brad Pitt. I'll be honest with you. I've always kind of avoided Brad Pitt movies. Okay, here's an example. Interview with the Vampire. Tom Cruise came out swinging. Tom Cruise killed it as Lestat. He was so good. And I felt that Brad Pitt next to him was not doing as good of a job, which the irony is Antonio Banderas is in Interview with the Vampire. And he came out swinging. He acted his little ass off in it. Really great acting. And I felt that Brad Pitt really got lost in the fray of very good actors. You know? Like if you put Brad Pitt against Denzel Washington, or even Leonardo DiCaprio, I think there's going to be a bit of a struggle bus. But I will say later on in life, I think he's lived a little. I think he's gone through some shit, and I think he's becoming more capable in his acting than he was before. That is what I believe. That is what I believe. Like, I didn't mind him in Seven because, he's playing a green new cop in comparison to Morgan Freeman. So it works. It works. Because, young Buck doesn't know the ropes just yet, not like his older, wiser counterpart. I feel that he did well in that role. And what a movie. But like when you have him standing next to Kevin Spacey, who brought his A game in that movie, Kevin Spacey annihilates stuff. I loved House of Cards, man. I didn't watch the end of it once they got rid of him. I'm like, there is no reason to watch this show. Because he was the entire show. Love him or hate him. Think he's guilty or innocent. Whatever you think. That show was all him. I mean, when that dude comes swinging with his acting, it is always superb. Always. I wouldn't want to act next to Kevin Spacey. I'd be embarrassed. I would. I would feel like I wasn't a very good actor. Okay, super extend mascara. I don't want my lower lashes to be as thick and as amazing as the top, but I still want them to exist. There we go. I think this weekend I'd really like to try some meatball subs. Sorry for the subject change, but I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking of meatball subs, which are very good. Very, very good. Look how great my eyes look. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Little vitamin C illuminating primer. For those of you who do not know, I am an Avon lady. I sell Avon. AdrianneCurry.com is where you go to buy my Avon. Apparently, I've got a big shadow ban going on everywhere. My TikTok was raging for a second, but I'm completely shadow banned on there now. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. Because that was pretty much the only platform that was working for me. But now it's like, I mean, you say and do one thing on social media, and they got that social credit score. This is our under eye primer. I find it really helps with keeping your eyeshadow from running. And it has peptides in it, so it kind of lightens your under eyes. Makes it fun. Makes it fun, as they say. I like what's going on with my face here. It's beautiful, isn't it? I love this. I love it. That's just 2 colors on my eyes. I think it looks great. Yeah, it's going to be over 90 degrees. Which, when it does that, you have to worry about fires. Which really sucks. Really, really sucks. Dude, Liz Hurley and her son, they do weird stuff. They're kind of weird. Here we go. Liz Hurley, 59, called out for inappropriate behavior after showing off her cleavage next to son. In all fairness, he's showing off his too. What guy only buttons his shirt at his belly button? These two are very all over each other. I feel enmeshment, very unhealthy enmeshment. It makes me very uncomfortable. You could be loving to your kids, but when they're like really, really all over each other, I just find it weird. I mean, he looks just like this bitch, just like her, for sure. Just like her. But they're always like doing stuff. So her son takes all her sexy photos for social media, which, it's kind of like really weird. It reminded me of when Denise Richards was like, yeah, my husband takes my titillating images for other men on OnlyFans. And I thought, he wants a trophy. He doesn't love her. Because when you love someone, including your mom, you don't want to take titillating photos of them to captivate men. It's just kind of weird, It's kind of weird. It's a little weird. Like if my mom wanted to take titillating photos of me to post to get likes and attention, or if my husband wanted to do that, I'd be like, no. All right, let's do lip serum in Splendor, tinted lip gloss, Beyond Glow in Splendor. There we go. I love it. A little hair in there. Just a wee little hair. I think it looks good. I think my makeup looks great for today. It looks great. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And then someone's like, well, maybe he's gay. I'm like, it's so weird. Like when parents get that touchy-feely with their kids. Yeah, her son directed her in an intimate sex scene with a woman. Like, to me, it's very incestuous. There's something really weird and off about that. Really weird and off. I wanted to share one more thing. So I don't know who Jamila Jamil is, talking about Serena Williams' weight loss on pills. One, Serena Williams is an athlete, and she could have done this on her own. No, Ginger. No, she was not nice to me in any way. That's all I really have to say about that. She's not nice to me in any way, but she didn't have to be. So she didn't have to be. Anyway, this woman is an athlete and could lose weight on her own. All it takes is discipline, and you can't tell me that she doesn't have that if she puts her mind to it. You cannot convince me that Serena Williams does not have discipline. You can try, but you can't do it. Because I know this bitch does. I know she has it. So she's pushing weight loss medication, and I guess she's the face of GLP-1 drugs. My very good friend lost all her hair on it. She had the thickest, most beautiful hair. And she's lost so much you can see the scalp everywhere. And it's from this. And it was in an alarming rate. Alarming rate. It wasn't like, oh, just a little bit of hair. It was chunks of her hair coming out. And she's not the only one, because her really good friend, who I know, but we're not as close, but we're always like, tell each other hi. She lost a ton of hair on Ozempic. A ton of hair. Now, if you're morbidly obese and you're like so bad that you can't even go see doctor now, that's one thing, But if you have the ability to do this yourself, and you're an elite athlete that I know has the discipline to do this. I know you have the discipline to do this. This is a bad look. Because you cannot convince me that Serena Williams does not have the discipline to lose weight if she put her fucking mind to it. They come at a price. Laundry list of side effects, including paralysis of the gastric system. I know this for a fact. My friend has no appetite anymore, and now she does not need to lose any more weight, and she doesn't eat anymore. None of the unhealthy habits have changed. None of the core issues of why she was overweight have been addressed. But she's lost all her hair. And now, and she was diabetic too, but she's lost all her hair. And she has no appetite anymore, to the point where I've had to step in as a friend and be like, I love you. You don't need to lose any more weight. You need to start eating. Look, everyone wants to make excuses of why they can't lose weight. I get it. It's a drug. I used to make excuses of why I couldn't quit smoking. I try. It just doesn't happen. You know why it didn't happen? I didn't try hard enough. I didn't do. I said I would do. I didn't truly put the effort in. Once you put the effort in, once you monitor all the calories that you're taking in, you keep yourself at a deficit every single day, you're losing weight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I stay the same weight even though I need to lose 10 pounds because I'm not willing to stop eating cinnamon rolls on the weekend. But I can admit it. I can admit that I refuse to stop splurging on fucking cake and shit on the weekend, which is delicious and yummy. I like delicious and yummy cake, dude. I like it. That I'm willing to stay 10 pounds heavier indefinitely so that I can enjoy life. You know what I mean? The side effects, including paralysis of the gastric system, pancreatitis, cancer, hair loss, osteoporosis, severe malnutrition, which so far, paralysis of the gastric system, hair loss, and severe malnutrition is what I'm seeing in my own friend's muscle mass loss. Another friend of mine was on Ozempic and stopped, or whatever the GLP-1 drug was, because she saw her muscles dwindling away and was like, whoa. I'm like, dude, anything that's a miracle drug like this, the country that makes it has made it illegal in that country. If it was so miraculous and so great, why wouldn't the country that makes these drugs allow their people to take it? Do you know that in those countries where this drug is illegal, where they make it, the number one way to lose weight that's recommended by all their doctors is healthy eating and exercise? I eat cake and cinnamon rolls on the weekends, but then on the weekdays, I make sure I'm in a 500 calorie deficit every day, which means I need to eat smart. So for breakfast, I had 180 calorie protein bar, 8 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, 18 grams of protein. Yeah. Barely any sodium, barely any cholesterol, barely any fat. Yeah. Has a little sugar alcohol in it, but all that means is farts. 8% of my calcium, 4% of my iron, and 2% of my potassium. That was my breakfast. And then for dinner, I'm having a huge bushel of asparagus all to myself, a fillet or two of salmon over a bed of brown rice with some lemon, the tiniest little bit of butter. Now, salmon is high in calories, but it has great fat in it. Very healthy. And if I get hungry, I have little snacks. I can have cottage cheese. I can have a little yogurt. I know the bar will create many farts. I'm okay with it though. Farts are funny. Who on their deathbed said, I wish I didn't indulge in those Cinnabons? I make cinnamon rolls that are better than Cinnabons. My husband and his friend declared it this weekend. They didn't like my sticky buns as much because they said my cinnamon rolls were just so sick. I like sticky buns a lot. I do. But they're all about the cinnamon rolls. Bye, Christopher. But yeah, I'm watching my own friends suffer from these GLP-1 weight loss drugs. I'm seeing bad results, bad things happening to them. And I can't even say I told you so because I love them. I don't want them to suffer this stuff. Someone's pee is going to smell all the time. Always eating asparagus. My pee always smells. Always smells. It smells. I have smelly pee. Yep. I don't know, dude. Guys, Zempic, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. It scares me. There's something really wrong with it. And I think that we're going to find out more than what we're already finding out. But when I watched my friend lose weight at the rate that she lost it, it set all the alarm bells off on me because that's not natural. That's not healthy. It's not healthy even if you're dieting and exercising to drop weight that fast, let alone a magic shot. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening here? So I say this with love to everyone. Be careful. Be careful of anything that seems miraculous. I don't trust it. AdrianneCurry.com if you guys would like to shop with me. As always, I thank you all for coming. We had a small crowd today. I don't think we broke over 150 viewers on all my platforms, but it was very chill and no one was an asshole. So there's that, you know. We had a pretty cool, awesome stream. I told my friend who said her mother-in-law was taking it that it's really dangerous. And she's like, you say that about everything. Then says her mother-in-law hasn't pooped in almost a month. She can die. That's not bad. She can die. If you haven't pooped in almost a month, you probably have sepsis at this point, and you're probably going to die. There's still time for an asshole to pop in. Tree Farmer Charlie, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. You know, I would love to just mythically and magically lose this 12 pounds that I want to lose without having to put the effort in and without stopping eating cinnamon rolls. But I don't want to. So I'm good. Yeah, I don't even trust the microdosing. Anything that the big pharma pushes on this level, I immediately don't trust. You have to remember Johnson & Johnson knowingly kept talcum powder on the shelves that was giving women uterine cancer, cervical, whatever it was. I think it was uterine. They knew it was giving them cancer. They knew it. And they kept it on the shelves for 10 more years. There was a heartburn medication that caused cancer. And my friend's mom died from it. And she was a nurse for 40 years, had just retired. And not only did she call it, it was that heartburn medication I was taking, but all her doctor friends, because everyone knew who worked with her, they're like, oh my gosh, it's that medication. The 12 pounds is above my knee and in my calves. Thank you. I never gain on my upper body. It's just not a place I gain. I gained a little bit right here, just a little bit. I never used to have this extra stuff, but it's not that much. Do I diet during the holidays? Usually my husband and I start eating during Thanksgiving, and then we don't stop eating until Christmas. So I'd like to lose the 12 pounds before that happens. We're very committed to being just disgusting human beings for the holidays. AdrianneCurry.com. Thank you, everyone,